Okay, here's how you usually mutate. Take your non-human creature and mutate a dude onto it. Under or over. Simple, right? Now let's make it funky. Let's take our dear friend Mother Kangaroo here and cast her. When she enters, you roll a d6 and put that many +1/+1 counters on her. Now let's augment her into a serpentine kangaroo. Now on landfall, we roll a d6 and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Next, let's mutate a gem raiser onto it. Top or bottom, doesn't really matter because they're both 4/4s. Now, whenever a land enters, we roll a d6, put that many counters on our reaching, trampling, artifact, enchantment, destroying, big bad mama kangaroo. And do this to our heart's content. That's how this deck plays out, and other than the host or augment abilities, there really aren't any goofy uncards that really break the game too much, like Infinity Elemental, Alexander Clamilton, or Frankie Peanuts. Surgeon General Commander's ability isn't broken at all, and it really helps us with mana fixing and a little bit of card draw. And by a little bit, I mean it's kind of a lot. Oh, and did I mention that this version of the deck is less than $50? Very budget friendly and super duper fun. And if you like where this is going, make sure you like and share this video as well as subscribe. I also have a Patreon account if you'd like to support the channel even further. Hosting. The key to making this deck super crazy are the host creatures. Without them, we can't augment onto them, and our creature stacks won't be nearly wonky enough. Clever Combo. This is a very important card for finding the perfect host or augment card, especially in a pinch while you don't have much going on. Eager Beaver, Voracious Vacuum, and a Gnome-Made Machine. Nothing in this section has much of an order because it's also random, but they all do useful things at the end of the day. Untapping a permanent, placing +1/+1 counters on something, or creating little extra meat shields. How about Adorable Kitten, Mother Kangaroo, or Lab Robot? Yes, Labrobot or Labrobot. Life gain, the bonkers counter situation from the beginning of the video, and graveyard retrieval for hosts or augments. And Angelic Rocket, the crown jewel of all hosts. When it enters, destroy a non-land permanent, and then augment that serpentine thing onto it, and you see where this is going. Augmenting. Teacher's Pet is another crucial piece in this augment puzzle. Search for an augment card and then combine it onto one of your hosts. Very slick. Half orc, half shark, half kitten, half things. These halves have they add some sort of power onto the host, and then the host's ability will trigger when the thing augments the creature. Just happens. It gets confusing because sometimes it does the thing and then the other thing and the half. You get it. Ninja, Serpentine, and Zombified. These, of course, add more shenanigans, adding landfall from before, augmenting at instant speed, or combining from the graveyard to make a zombified something. Pretty neat, in my opinion. Mutating. Now we make things even crazier by adding these mutate cards. Gem Raiser, Sawtusk, Demolisher, and Pouncing Shore Shark. These all add some level of removal, and not very nice removal at that. Plus all the keywords from these, like reach and trample and such. Our Eager Beaver will have a heyday with all the tramples. Boneyard Lurker and Lord Dracus. These two add some graveyard recursion when mutated, which is pretty neat. Otrimi, the Ever Playful, and Nethroi, Apex of Death. These two also add graveyard recursion at an accelerated rate with Nethroi. Just imagine all the host creatures will retrieve. Glowstone Recluse, Trumpeting Gnar, and Cub Warden. These all add extra little things like +1/+1 counters or extra creatures to mutate onto. Brokos, Apex of Forever, and Snapdax, Apex of the Hunt. Brokos allows us to mutate him from the yard, and Snapdax has some crazy damage that can be dealt as well as life gained. Plus, adding Double Strike to our Mother Kangaroo, that'll be mean. Card drawing. Well, so we got a bunch of cards here. These are all definitely alright cards. They are by no means... See what I did there? The best card draw cards in this deck, but hey, it's budget. Feel free to swap if you've got something better, like a heuristic study or something, You get access to all 5 colors. But these ones, the most important cards here, we got Polywog Symbiote, Dreamtail Heron, and Sea Dasher Octopus. These are the most important card draw cards in here, and very crucial. Polywog Symbiote helps us mutate and adds a loot effect when we do so. Dreamtail Heron draws us a card whenever it mutates, and adds flying to our nuts creature. And Sea Dasher Octopus turns our creature into a damage-dealing, card-drawing a fiend. And last but not least, everybody's favorite card, Merman. The only creature in the deck you can't mutate onto, but you can still augment it and draw a card when it comes into play, or whatever, like Serpentine attaches to it, or whatever. It's good. It's cool. Ramping. I don't usually include ramp sections in these videos because they're all basically the same, and you can find a playlist with ramp right here. This deck has some basics that help with the 5 colors, as you can see here. But the most important cards here that should be included are Selfie Preservation, Wild Crocodile, and Migratory Greathorn. Selfie Preservation is basically Farseek, as long as your basic lands have trees in the art. And Wild Crocodile and Migratory Greathorn add to our deck's niche to the ramp section by giving us another host card as well as another mutate creature. Protecting. Here are a few cards that will help protect our bounding mutating creatures with like combat tricks and just when they die something happens. Success and Really Epic Punch. These two just add a normal combat trick to the host or augment creatures. Like I said, no unshenanigans in this deck. It's just like a slightly altered normal cards. Like Really Epic Punch is a riff off of a different card that I can't think of right now, but I'll pull it up. And it just fights something, you know, and it gets an extra bonus if it has a, yeah, that's a bonus because it's an augment thing, you know. Demonic Vigor and Unholy Indenture. If our massive crazy creature dies, these will bring them back, and hey, since there's already a stack of things, let's add to it by enchanting it as well. Surgeon General Commander also lets us draw off that. Now, from here on out, I'm using the cards from my deck currently. These cards are definitely budget, so don't judge me. I don't have enough Swords to Plowshares to go around for like my 30 or so decks. But we moved on to removal, and I'm just going to slap all these down. Yeah, they're not very good. I know that, and I'm working on swapping some out. But when you've got like I said, like 30 decks, it's hard to shuffle cards around. Anyway, just make sure you've got some removal. We have access to all 5 colors after all. And it looks like we have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish things that remove stuff. You get it. You know how to do this. Now let's wiping the board with Time Wipe and Deadly Tempest. There are only 2 wipes in the deck because we want to protect our big project creature as long as possible. Time Wipe lets us return it to our hand, that huge stack, and at least protecting what's on there. And Deadly Tempest is here, but I'm actually going to swap it for Garruk's Wake as we speak because it's better for our side of the board. It's just better. I don't want to get rid of my big thing. All right, and the last section and one random Vivien, the Champion of the Wilds, is just great and giving us the ability to cast our creatures at instant speed, which includes mutating. It also does some other things, whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the bonkers combos in this deck. I hope your playgroup allows this deck to be played because, as you can see, it didn't really have anything that broke the game, really. Augment is just kind of an early version of Mutate that you could only do once, and the other uncards in here only help support the augmented creatures. So anyway, let me know what you think of the deck in the comments below, and make sure you comment your deck list so I can make a video of it, and subscribe so you don't miss your weekly dose of magic.